Okay. Hello, software architecture lovers. Global Software Architecture Summit is just around the corner, and we are honored to have Sonya Natanzon with us today. Sonya, could you introduce yourself, telling us more about your software architecture background?
Yeah, hi. My name is Sonya Natanzon. I've been a software architect for a good number of years. Most of them actually I spent in healthcare vertical, and I get to apply what I know to help patients uh, get better, live better lives. So that's been a really exciting trajectory of my career. And what I work on more than anything is solving business problems in clinical laboratories to be able to bring diagnostic tests to patients faster, more effectively, and get them on their way to getting better.
Honestly, it is a real pleasure to have you with us for a second year in a row. And in this edition, what will be your talk about?
I am going to talk about architectural decisions. The topic's been on my mind for quite some time. And what I realized is it is probably the biggest, most difficult, most stressful part of the architecture job. These decisions are wrought with consequences. What if you get it wrong? What if you anything could happen? You could really mess up the architecture in the long term. Heck, you could get fired if you really make a wrong decision. So, what I was thinking about is how do we take the stress out of it and have a good path to making those architectural decisions? It occurred to me, having analyzed years and years of this decision making, is there is a almost like a framework, a heuristic that exists that you can follow, where it takes out a lot of the stress out of it and actually makes them really enjoyable part of the work.
Okay. And among all those trends and modern practices that are out there, so why did you select this particular topic for this edition? Why do you believe it is important to address this, let's say, issue, this topic this year?
I think it's something that a lot of people struggle with, and it's actually a skill. Decision making is a skill that you need to embrace. And it being a skill, it means it can be learned, people can get better at it, and you just need to get a lot of practice behind it. A lot of what I see around, for example, architectural katas that exist, those little practices of architecture, they really are centered around decision making
Mhm.
and framing your decisions in the way that makes sense. So, this is a way to practice that skill and get a lot better at it.
Sure. And so our current edition is focused on modern practices in software architecture. So, how to be more effective, efficient, and enjoy what you do. So, what you're going to propose, what you're going to share with GSAS attendees, is it based on your personal experience, on what you are currently experimenting in your company, or this is something that you heard or something that you read about?
So everything that I talk about is always based on my personal experience. I I find that the best narratives, the best stories come from when you've experienced it and you've learned something from it. All of these are my lived experiences. In my company, it's a really, really fast moving company. And in our fashion, we're coming up on what is looking to be a huge transformational initiative for the company in terms of their software framework, software architecture, software components. And what I see ahead of us is having to make a lot of these decisions in a lot of different groups. So it really helps to have some uniform way of making these decisions so they're not just, say, a personal preference. I like monoliths, therefore I'm going to do monoliths. There might be good reasons for it. If no one knows about them, if there isn't a reason for it, then it becomes really hard to make have everybody else embrace those decisions. So yeah, all of this is very much both my past lived experience and what I'm going to have to work with in the very foreseeable future.
Okay. Sounds very interesting. And honestly, I can't wait for this edition, really counting not weeks, but days for that. And every time when we share posts that you're coming to GSAS, we receive a lot of comments and likes, and seems like people really know you in the software architecture space. And some people actually come to this summit just to have this opportunity to have conversations with you. Actually, a lot of experts from healthcare industry are coming. So I believe that this edition will be really enriching. And just as last year, we will also have this Q&A session additional, as you always receive a lot of questions. So we really can't wait to have this longer conversations with you and clarify all the doubts that we have. Thank you for making it again to our summit. And yeah, see you in October.
It is absolutely my pleasure. I really, really enjoy meeting the community of practice. It was very nice to hear that they're looking forward to seeing me. I am really looking forward to seeing them and learning from them. That is by far the most enjoyable part of it for me, is talking to all of the community.
Sure. Well, thank you. See you in 3 months and a half, I guess.
Thank you
Bye.
soon.